This is Q.I.Q, the question in question. Brought to you by TherapyBites Art Lab. Here to take a bite out of modern-day pseudo-psychological psycho-malarkey. Now entering the Art Lab studio, today's T-Ballers, a collection of fellow strugglers, confronting personal challenges, navigating precarious relationships, and tackling trauma. Humans like each of us, juggling difficult human emotions, each here with unique life experiences, lived stories, and questions we'll bite into that just might help you too. And now, entering the Art Lab studio for the 9,880th time is the host of TherapyBites Q.i.Q, Doc Heath.
A shot. Okay, let's give that a shot. Hey, William, oh, you... Testing, testing, testing. I'm not sure why that's not working. Let me go up here to the mic. Maybe it's shut off under another setting. How's that, William? Are we coming in loud and clear now? Okay, somebody put in the chat if you can hear my mic, if it's live. I'm not exactly sure what's going on there. It's saying that it's good now, so let's go back to the board. And this is going to come from Couch Crumbs Quotes. And I guess you missed all my blurb about about helmet safety. I'm going to go for a bike ride after this, and I was talking about always wear a helmet. The noggin doesn't take well to big bumps, and you can get a brain injury without even knowing that you're having one. And so, helmet safety. I'll put up on the board our first item here. Sorry about the kerfuffle with the sound. I am not sure what happened with that, but I thank William for his assistance, and I think we have it fixed here. And I will pull this up on the board for 400 Psy coins. This is man is nothing else but what he makes of himself. Let's modernize it. A person is nothing else but what they make for themselves, and that is from a famous French existentialist philosopher who emphasized the significance of personal responsibility and free will in shaping your life. And a lot of you that watch us here, you know exactly who that is, because he's also the same well, we talk about him a lot when it comes to meaning and the meaning of life. And I'm looking for a name. He also tells a story about a waiter and about how labels don't really help. And we're quickly running out of time. We only have 4 seconds and counting. Famous Frenchman. Does that help any? Actually, Jean-Paul Sartre. That is Jean-Paul Sartre. Let's go back to the board and grab the next item here. And it's going to be from Creature Feature for 200 Psy coins. And gosh, you know, just when I think I get all the tech difficulties worked out, something else pops up. But hey, it's technomolology. So we're going to pop this up in the chat. And it is again for 200 Psy coins. And we're going to take this break and be right back.
You are a fellow human struggling with difficult emotions, a fracturing relationship, parenting problem, mental health difficulty, have a psychotherapy from hell story to tell, or a challenging life experience question, and would like to share your story by stepping up to bat as a T-baller, either register by texting Q.i.Q to 1-870-686-4196 and join our Therapy Bites community, or send a postcard with your name, address, phone number, email address, and age to the address on the screen. Therapy Bites, Q.i.Q, P.O. Box 1391, Jonesboro, Arkansas, 72403-1391.
And this is the T-ball triple of the day. Let me pull this up there on the board and read it out to you folks. This is a cognitive distortion that involves dictating how we or others should behave, leading to significant frustration when the world doesn't adhere to these shoulds or these musts and the clock timer has run out. Well, that's called all or nothing thinking. It's got to be this way or it's got to be that way. You know, there's a lot of gray area in between in life about how things could be. And an old cranky psychologist from New York used to call that what? Shouldn't all over yourself. We need to stop shouldn't all over ourselves and ask ourselves, why should things or why must things be this way? He had something else to say about that, but that's a little bit too edgy, so I'll skip that one. Let's go back to the board, and this is going to come from Social Media Smackdown and Creature Feature, and I will pop that up on the board. It is for 400 Psy coins, which you can spend in the company store to buy merchandise, and we invite you to do that. We love to give out, well, free clothing and hats and stickers. And let's come back to the board here. The answer is, this is the myth that everyone is happier and more successful than you, and you determine this, and I'm not joking, people determine it this way based on their social media presence. I was just talking with a patient about this earlier today, how so many people will point out how many followers they have as some level of their having significance. And if social media is the only place you're getting your significance, you need a better source for your significance. But once again, the answer is the myth that everyone is happier, more successful than me. And I know that because I can see them having this wonderful life on social media. Well, guess what? Social media is a bit like reality TV. It's not that real. People can actually present themselves as better off than what things are really going. And what is a common false perception fostered by the carefully curated and often idealized portrayals, and it's called fairy tailing. And actually, I just noticed that I screwed up there and I put the answer, or actually the question is part of the answer, but that's called what is fairy tailing. Fairy tailing is judging other people's lives as always better than yours. And I've actually had patients show up and say, gosh, if only my life was like that guy. And of course, mum's the word. I can't say anything because it's confidential. But I'm thinking to myself, I had that person in therapy yesterday, and they've got more problems than you do. I can't say that, but we really never know what goes on behind closed doors. Let's go ahead and grab another item from the board here, and this is going to be fresh from the therapy couch for 600 Psycoins, and I will put all that up on the board if I can grab it here. And of course, I always provide the answer, and it's up to you guys and gals, ladies and gentlemen, to provide the proper question. And we'll take a break, and we'll be right back.
If you plan on being in the local area of your podcast player app and would like complimentary tickets to the TherapyBites Q.i.Q Art Lab studio audience, please search TherapyBites on your device and just smash that subscribe button. Your complimentary ticket grants you access to alerts so you'll never miss a show.
Yes, indeed. Give us a follow. You can hop to YouTube, and we have all kinds of cool videos, or at least we think that they're cool videos. And let's go to the item here. And this is an interesting phenomenon, an interesting kind of a neuroscience phenomenon. The answer is, this is the term for the phenomenon where people believe that their phone is vibrating. You ever had that happen? You think your phone is vibrating, indicating that there's a caller message when it's actually not. And there's a name for that. And we don't have any proper responses up there just yet. But the question is, what is phantom vibration syndrome? Yeah, that's a real thing. I didn't make that up. I didn't know about it either till here, I don't know, maybe about a year ago. But phantom vibration syndrome. The brain actually makes up reality inside of itself and projects that out there in the world. And let's go back to the board. We'll pick another item here. And this is going to come from Psych Secrets. And this is our last category of the evening. I will put this up on the board, and you can come up with the proper question. Copy and paste, simple as that. We'll take a break, and we'll be right back after this.
Premier accommodations for our T-Ball contributors provided electronically by the luxurious Art Lab Studio, overlooking the steaming cesspool of pseudo-psychological social media psychomalarkey and located in cyberspace on your favorite podcast hosting platform, where we invite you to the most psychomalogically thrilling podcast in town, while you feast on our award-winning psychologically nutritious buffet of TherapyBites cuisine, conscientiously cooked up by your hard-working T-Ball team chefs.
And yes, my team, they do work hard, kind of keeping me in line, keeping me straight and everything. The answer is, it's the intriguing neurological phenomenon where individuals with certain types of brain damage can actually respond to visual stimuli that they don't consciously see. In other words, they will claim they in fact did not see it and later have knowledge of something that they claim not to have seen. Well, that tells you a lot about gaslighting, doesn't it? That we all our brains work that way. We have knowledge of things that we think we don't have knowledge of, and some things we think we do have knowledge of that we don't. And the question is, what is blind sight? What is blind sight? The brain is a spooky place, and even more reason, grabbing my helmet here, to take good care of it. I'm off for that 10K bike ride. I invite you to get out on this beautiful evening and do something healthy for you. And we will be right back here actually tomorrow at 11 a.m. Central with a great interview for business owners and entrepreneurs. Anybody's welcome, with a wonderful guest on how to gain and maintain resilience in the jungles of life, because he trained for that in the military. That's called Executive Espresso. We're live streaming on Twitter and on YouTube. Hopefully it'll come through Facebook and LinkedIn, but sometimes that's kind of iffy and sketchy, but it's definitely on Twitter and YouTube. Thank you guys for joining us. Have a great evening. Do something healthy. Protect that noggin. Bye-bye.
Next time on Therapy Bites Art Lab Q.i.Q, Doc Keith and T-Ball callers face off against steaming piles of pseudo-psychological psycho-malarkey directly from your favorite social media platforms, or perhaps from the psychotherapy couch of a pill-pushing, emotion-demonizing, bobble-headed, woo-woo clinician who fed their kooky Kool-Aid to you. This is Art Potto speaking. Therapy Bites Q.i.Q is a Dr. I'm a Floyd Knot production. Distributed by the Therapy Bites Art Lab Podcast.